What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Basement Show. We got Cheeseburger and Ramon here. We got a great show this week. We got 2 weeks worth of books to cover. We got a contest winner to announce, and we got some Batman cartoons to talk about.
And Ramon's not even paying attention because he's looking at his phone.
There's probably tits on it. There's tits on it. This week we got Ultimate Fantastic Four #1, or it's Ultimate FF now only.
Yeah.
Hulk
Yeah, boy.
#1. We got Solar, Man of the Atom. We got Star Mage. That was a new one from IDW there. And this past week now we got Conan the Avenger, Secret Origins, Justice League United. We got 24 #1. Jack Bauer is back. We got The Seventh Sword. We got Elektra, and we got Original Sin #0. Right off the bat, book of the week, I loved Original Sin.
I did too.
It was basically a more in-depth origin of the Watcher, and you get like the childishness of Nova as he's talking to him, and he's just asking questions like only a kid would, because the kid don't give a shit, and he's prying, he's asking things he shouldn't.
Yep.
It's a classic scenario of the kid asking his grandfather all
Yeah.
the questions of the world. It's
Like, well, it's established that the Watcher watches. He's, omniscient and everything. He's looking at different realities and seeing, and if anybody knows that who read a What If in their lives ever, and I'm not talking about the ones that have been coming out in the past 5 or 6 years or so. I mean the real What Ifs from back in the day.
The Ultron shit, yeah.
Nah, not even that. Fucking like the original What Ifs.
the
Like,
original
what if
series.
Spider-Man had saved Gwen Stacy? When they actually had titles to them.
Yeah.
What if Spider-Man had saved Gwen Stacy? What if Wolverine killed the Hulk? What if Rick Jones became the Hulk? What if what if
Rick
the Punisher
James became the Hulk?
Rick Jones. I mean, if Rick Jones... let's not even go there. What if the Punisher became Captain America? All kinds of... that was What If. And the Watcher sees all of these different realities. So the kid turns around after, trouncing some robot god that was, just a Roxanne scheme. He turns around to Captain America and Iron Man, and he's like, I was seeing if the Watcher would show up. And Captain America's like, slow your roll, kid. The Watcher's got a lot of shit to do. We can't be bothered with you all the time. And he's like, I know he watches everything, but why? Why does he do that? And nobody's got an answer for that.
Yeah, they'll have a what the fuck moment, like, huh?
Yeah, nobody's even asked that question.
So he goes off to the moon and asks the guy the question.
Yeah.
And he brings him a little souvenir that was cool. And he was really the way this book is drawn, you have 1,000 emotions and 1,000 word balloons going on with the Watcher, and none of it's spoken. None of it.
Yeah.
It's just his facial expression, and it's dynamite.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I
Absolutely.
like the way they drew him, because for a while they drew him with those big old beady alien eyes.
Yeah.
They stopped that, which is good.
Thank God.
It was
Well,
necessary.
I guess it depends on the artist and everything, but that was not cool the way they were doing that. That was in the core Nova book.
Yeah.
It was something totally, and he was never like that. He was a regular little,
He's a regular human-looking person,
Yeah,
bald,
he's
with
just
a big
got a
head.
huge head and normal eyes in proportion.
And do we want to tell them why? Like he's watching everything? Throw the cheese? I guess so, since we're talking about it, right?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, why not?
As it turns out, the Watcher's people, his race, they were omniscient and everything, and they wanted to help everyone. They were kind of like
Guardians of Galaxy.
Guardians. Yeah, Green Lantern's Guardians, but
themselves,
not assholes. And they gave this particular race nuclear energy to benefit them and advance their evolution and everything. And they came back in 10 years, and they all blew themselves up. And so they're like, no, never again. The Watcher's father felt really guilty because it was all his idea. And he's like, no, never again. We can never interfere, none of us, because I fucked up. It's all my fault, and all of you have to suffer too.
Dick.
So it was kind of a dick move. Yeah. So the Watcher is actually looking for all of these realities, at least to find one where his father is not wrong. And you get this really touching moment with Sam Alexander, and he tells the Watchers I wanted my dad to be right too. And we learn in the first few pages that, as it turns out, his dad was right. His dad was always telling him these stories about being in the Nova Corps, and Sam thought he was just a drunk asshole.
Well, he was, but he was drunk for a reason.
Well, he had fucking PTSD,
CSD,
flying through suns and fighting alien armadas and shit.
Exactly.
It's bound to happen.
Yeah, just a little bit.
All in all, this is a great book. I don't know all about the whole who shot the Watcher thing. How you going to put a bullet through this guy's head? But it doesn't happen yet.
Excuse me.
So we'll see how this goes about.
Yeah.
It was cool, like to see the Watcher's armory and everything. He's
That
got the
was awesome.
ultimate nullifier.
Yeah, I was
He's
like,
got crazy
whoa,
shit.
Whoa. It's like, wait a minute. This guy is omniscient and supposedly like super powerful on his own.
Yeah.
I was impressed.
Why
like,
do you need an arsenal?
I was really happy with this book. I didn't think I was gonna like it. I didn't think
so either because I don't like the idea of him dying.
Right. And
yeah,
let's
that
hope
too.
they don't fucking kill him. You said it best. This is what plotline all over again?
I don't remember.
Who shot JR?
Yes,
said that.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was you?
Yeah.
Well, it was one of you.
Well, we probably both said it at one point,
But
yeah.
let's hope that Uatu is not actually dead by the end of this, because I mean that's a really great character to just kind of kill off.
He's a classic character. Been
Yeah,
around
very
for forever.
classic since like 1966, I want to say, give or take.
Yeah, maybe.
65.
You have his first appearance, don't you?
Fantastic Four. I want to say 16. So no, I'm thinking of Fantastic Four 48, which is Galactus. The Watcher first appeared in. It had to be 16. It was like the fight on Yancey Street or something like that. So he'd been around since like 63, 64.
Damn.
Give or take.
Wow. All right.
Okay.
So,
Meet the living comic book encyclopedia.
ask me what I had for lunch. That's the worst part. I have no
Nah, you know
fucking
what?
clue.
I smell it already. I don't need to know.
If you guys out there are following us on Instagram, which I mean you should be, because there's a lot of ways to keep in touch with us. Instagram is one of our favorites. That's at Pete's Basement. You can also follow me personally. That's at Pete from Pete's Basement. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook /Pete's Basement. Make sure you subscribe to the Haul on Pete'sBasement.com in the upper right-hand corner. You see what all of us are buying each week. And just in case we miss a book, be like, yo, I want to hear what you guys think about this one.
Yeah, let us know.
Maybe it ain't on there. Hit us up, questions@Pete'sBasement.com. We love hearing from you guys. Drop us a line. Just, say hi. Don't have to be anything important. But if y'all following us on Instagram, one of our favorite people that I started following was Epic Comic Picks. They've started doing this like NCAA style bracket of superhero fights, and who would win the fight is the epitome of the geek question.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the one that you always get into with your boys
Yeah, we've all
or
been
with
there.
random people
Yeah,
at the
we've all
comic
been there.
shop.
Absolutely.
And it can lead to violence. It
Yeah,
really
it
can. So they were doing this for a while, and they got a bunch of other cool pictures up. There's always just really awesome artwork on their Instagram. And they actually started doing a podcast as well called Epic Comic Cast. So that's their other Instagram account. And on their Comic Cast, they were talking about their favorite episodes of Batman the Animated Series.
Oh, classic.
So taking a cue from them, we wrote up a quick list of our favorite Batman the Animated Series episodes because it was just one of the most classic cartoons of our youth. It came out in, what year did you say, like 92?
Yes.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yes.
Right around there.
I did not like.
Did not realize
No.
that it was
Oh my God.
20
Like,
years ago, man. And that animation still withstands the test of time.
It's awesome.
Too,
Oh,
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's
great.
amazing.
It's great.
And the story itself manages to withstand, because I mean, if you go back and you watch He-Man or Thundercats, Voltron, Super Friends, forget about it.
Oh my God.
It's kind of hokey.
Meanwhile, forget that shit.
you did it pretty well, though.
You really did, actually. Pretty good. I have my own list, and Ramon, you have yours. So why don't you run down your honorable mentions first?
All right, my honorable mentions.
Yeah, let's
are
do honorable mentions first.
Heart of Ice, because it added a weird, serious depth to Mr. Freeze.
Okay.
Beware the Grey Ghost.
I love that one.
Yeah, almost got him.
Yep.
That was nice.
These are only honorable mentions. All right.
Yeah, the Man Who Killed Batman.
Which one was that?
That was when the guy that who's working for the fat mobster, and he ended up with Batman's cape and cowl.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Baby Doll.
You liked that one?
Yes,
I hate that fucking episode.
I liked it because she was so fucking
I really just wanted to hit that little cunt with a brick.
She was.
Not that I advocate hitting children with bricks.
She wasn't a
but
child. She was a very. Anyways.
She was older, right? Yeah, she was.
No, you just
But-
want to hit.
She had that child syndrome.
Yeah, she was
thing.
like- she went from, like,
That's basically.
Adult to like kitty, and she was tortured, and they did that so well.
It's like a Shirley Temple type
Pretty
of character.
Poison.
Which one?
Pretty Poison.
That was the first
Poison Ivy. When
Ivy
she
with
kills Harvey Dent.
Yeah,
And poison his ass.
awesome one.
And Over the Edge.
Which one was Over the Edge?
That was the one where Scarecrow fucks with Batgirl.
Oh yeah, that was the much later.
And
what
yeah,
they-
it was towards
different
the
animation
end,
and
yeah.
shit.
Where
She thinks
her
her father's
fear, her father
dead.
goes after
And she
Bruce.
plays Batman.
No, She dies. Bruce goes at her father
that was it.
goes after Bruce, and he lets out Bane to go after him. It was crazy.
Yep. And
it was
she
awesome.
wakes up like from the hospital bed like twice. It was one of those dream in a dream kind of Inception things.
Yeah.
That was a great friggin' episode. I forgot about that one.
But my top 5 are.
Whoa. Let me
okay.
let me do my honorable mentions. Fucking greedy ass motherfucker. There's one point where Ra's al Ghul is telling a story of his yesteryears when he encounters Jonah Hex.
Yeah.
That episode's called Showdown. I like that one a lot. I also like the mechanic when the Batmobile was broken.
That was nice.
And
I
then
liked
the Penguin winds up getting to him and he takes control of the Batmobile by remote control. That was awesome. And like the mechanic gives Batman a couple of hints, like there's something, like something's wrong here. I forget what exactly he tells him, but he gives him a hint like, something about in the engine compartment or whatever, and Batman's like, there's nothing in that, there's whatever. Some shit like that.
Wrong Batman.
Yeah, well. Perchance to Dream, I like too. The one with the Mad Hatter when he gives Bruce Wayne like his ideal life. His parents are alive. He's married to Selena Kyle. He's got a kid and shit. But he realizes something's wrong when he can't read a newspaper because the text is all backwards.
He uses the other side of his brain.
Yeah, because scientifically you can't read in a dream. So he wakes himself up from it, like realizing like this is not real.
Yeah.
Demon Within, which was the one with Etrigan.
That was good.
Because I'm sorry, I'm just a sucker for that fucking rhyme, man. I love it.
Go ahead, say it. You know you want to.
Gone, form of man, arise the demon Etrigan.
See?
It was great.
See? Yeah.
So good. And Nothing to Fear, which was the Scarecrow episode, which was... honorable mention has to go with this. I didn't like the rest of the episode, but because it has the single most classic line from the entire series, when he realizes, again, who he is, and he says, I am the night, I am vengeance, I am the night, I am Batman. So,
yeah, that's
have to give that one credit. Go ahead, bro, top 5.
The Forgotten. When he was in that prison chain gang.
Oh, yeah.
Like the feel of that and the whole music throughout, it was just awesome.
Okay.
I've got Batman in my basement.
Oh, that was the one when the kids saved him?
Yeah, it was just awesome. The Mechanic.
All right, thank you.
Yes. Growing Pains. That is my favorite all-time period.
Growing Pains, which one was that?
That's when Clayface had like a little Clayface girl.
Oh, yeah.
And Robin and
that
her
was another
kinda
newer episode, too.
And it was just like fucked up because Robin pretty much has a crush and want to help this girl, but she turns out just to be a part
piece of Clayface.
And it was just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, that was a like
Clayface is a devious motherfucker.
mind blowing.
Yeah. And then last but not least, Love is a Croc. That's when Croc and Baby Doll start dating, and he's just using her, and she feels fucked up, and she just gets back at him because she's bitter,
movies, bro. You do.
Yeah. It was fucking groundbreaking as shit.
It really was.
I mean, I haven't seen every episode of the whole series, but I never saw an episode with Croc.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
The most famous, cause I just feel like the one everybody got all the time was the circus one. When
that was a good one.
The circus freaks. It's like a sideshow or whatever. But for me, number 5, If You're So Smart, Why Aren't You Rich? Which was the first appearance of the Riddler. And they build that big ass maze with a Minotaur in the front.
He was cocky, man. The way they did him. Oh man.
And that was a great riddle at the end with the whole I live in darkness thing and I have so many ears or lobes or whatever, but I can't hear. And it was the human brain.
Yeah.
That was just a great episode. You mentioned Almost Got Him. That's my number 4, which is the one when all the villains are just sitting around a table playing poker and talking about how they once almost killed Batman.
Yeah.
The Great Ghost is actually my number 3. Purely, not only just because Adam West does the voice of the Great Ghost, but because going through all of the, the old Great Ghost memorabilia and everything, and you see that he was a big influence on Batman, there's not only, it's very tied to all of us who, we look up to these superheroes as well, and, you try to live your life right and not be a total scumbag, robbing little old ladies and shit, because, you grew up with Spider-Man and Batman. They wouldn't do that sort of thing. No. And it's really cool for me, too, because I love Silver and Golden Age stuff and memorabilia, so I attune to that very much. I'm actually very surprised you did not mention at all Zatanna. That is my number 2 episode, man.
My favorite Justice League episode was Zatanna. When she gets turned on, when Wonder Woman gets turned into a pig, and Batman and Zatanna go searching for her, and it ends up with Cersei, and he has us end up singing the end. Am I blue?
I don't remember that.
Oh man, you're missing out.
I have to. I
Yeah, you got
have
it,
the
you got
whole
it.
series, and I've seen every episode, but I do not remember that.
That is just awesome. It is just perfect.
But and speaking of Silver Age stuff, I really do like. I loved when the episodes of this series would mirror actual stories, either completely, very closely, or whatever. The Laughing Fish is one of my favorite Batman stories of all time. It's one of the craziest Joker stories ever. I believe it was something like Detective Comics 475 maybe, whatever it was, where the Joker poisons the Gotham water supply to make all the fish look like him. That's all. That's the fuck. It's the most cockamamie scheme ever. Ever. It just look, fish. This laughing fish. It was so good, man. So a big thanks to Epic Comic Cast for giving us the idea for this. Love the podcast, guys, and absolutely love the Instagram. You guys out there, make sure you check them out. This week, speaking of Batman cartoons, we had our good buddy Barack Goldman ask us, what did we think of Son of Batman? Now, last week, we promised, hopefully you caught the Pete's Basement Extras, where Ramon and I discussed Superior Spider-Man, we talked about Sinestro, Daredevil, and Invincible getting raped was one of the major talking points, and I had personally said that it is impossible for a single dude to get raped by a hot girl. Because at no point is any guy ever going to say, I don't really want to do that. Yes, you do. So stop your shit. Rape is a fucking serious crime. It's a fucking serious matter. And to even, bastardize the term like that, where, you're a fucking single dude, you got raped by a hot girl. Oh, woe is me. Shut the fuck up. That's not rape. Sorry, it's not. And anybody that disagrees with me, I'll be willing to fucking talk about it. That's my opinion. And we promised you last week that
less rape.
We're going to talk about less rape, but we're going to talk about rape again because Batman got raped.
Yes, Talia.
Batman got roofied.
In the cartoon, she slipped him something, and they got in the mood, and next thing you know, 9 months later, Damian Wayne.
Batman was tripping on ecstasy, yo. Because everything's a good idea on ecstasy.
You know what? I'm done.
Honestly, it was a bad cartoon.
It wasn't really that good, I've liked all of DC's cartoons to date, and this is probably my least favorite.
But they've gradually
ever.
gotten
Wonder Woman was their apex for me. That was the best one.
I like Red Hood.
Did you?
Yeah, it was good.
Justice League Doom was good. I do not understand why they added Shazam instead of Aquaman, but that's because they're going to do an Aquaman cartoon on their own.
No, they're talking about it. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, boy.
Whatevs. Barack didn't really care for it, so it is what it is. Batman got raped in more ways than one. Just a kind of crappy cartoon.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, before we close out the video show, we got here this awesome poster of Harley Quinn drawn by our good buddy Adrian Velez, signed right there. And last week we had a contest. We wanted to know what was the kind of motorcycle that Captain America drives. You were going to win a Harley poster. We wanted to give this to you, so obviously the answer was a Harley.
Yeah.
See what I did there? You see? That was the idea.
Oh, Jesus.
And
Boy.
Matthew Thomas, you had the correct answer. Harley Davidson, you signed up on the raffle copter and your name was randomly drawn. So, Matthew Thomas, congratulations. You win this limited edition print of Harley Quinn.
We might be mispronouncing your name.
We might. And if we are, we're sorry, but you can let us know. It might be Mateo, something.
Mateo.
But you know who you are, and that's what's important. Your name's right there down there on the screen, so you'll see you, and then send us your address, and we'll have your poster out in the mail.
I see you.
Please allow 6 to 8 weeks for delivery.
I love
That's
that.
not because we're mailing it slowly, it's just really time enough for me to get my lazy ass to the post office. Straight up, honest.
When he's not in a whiskey-fueled funk.
Yeah. So, make sure you tune into the audio portion for all the rest of them cool comics that I listed, and we will see you next week.
Yep. Hail Hydra.